My name is Durandu. My guest today is Taylor Oberstat.
You
She
got it.
is the over the unified sports for Kansas Special Olympics. How are you doing today?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good today. So, I didn't realize that some states don't have unified sports. I was just talking to a parent from Ohio, and they don't have unified sports. So, can you tell me what does it take to become a champion school?
Yeah, that's a great question. I know that most states are getting to the point where they offer unified champion schools and unified sports, but I don't think it's covered well in all areas of the state. So maybe that person in Ohio is in a part of Ohio where it's not serving it. But
Yeah.
to become a unified champion school, it's actually kind of cool. Most schools are already doing what we kind of require to
Uh-huh.
be a unified champion school. So unified champion schools are broken down into three components: unified sports, obviously,
Okay.
inclusive youth leadership, and whole school engagement. So unified sports can be done in several different ways. There's Keisha Unified Bowling that schools can do through Keisha in their high school. We
Mm-hmm.
offer, high school unified sports. We offer soccer, basketball, bocce, golf, cornhole. We're starting cornhole.
Wow.
I know. And then inclusive youth leadership is basically just the opportunities for students with and without intellectual disabilities to learn how to be a leader with
Okay.
people who have diverse abilities. So I have a strong skill set in this area.
Uh-huh.
You have a strong skill set. Obviously, you have a great skill set in interviews and doing these type of things. I'm not
Yeah.
that great. So how do we work together to be a good team and work together to be leaders? So that's kind of inclusive youth leadership.
Okay.
And school engagement is just teaching the whole school population about what Special Olympics and unified and what inclusion is really all about.
Okay.
Um, yeah, most schools are really doing a lot of it through like unified PE or an interpersonal skills class or
Mm-hmm.
awareness campaigns.
Yeah.
But we kind of provide more support and money to do it.
Yeah, because I was a special ed student, so and I was an Olympian, and there was no unified. There was just you. That was it. And the parent that I talked to in Ohio, she didn't like it because she felt it was unfair. I said, well, they're not putting people with athletes that could be Division I type players. No, we're putting the mom and dads that are just they want to they love what Special Olympics is doing and and want to help it take it to the next level, but have these young men and women and children be involved in the community and be able to play sports and not be looked at like a pariah. You
Yep.
who
And
is the yeah.
I think kind of to add to your point, like when I go to schools and I talk to schools about who we want unified partners to be along with our athletes,
Yeah.
is like, I played college basketball. So I would not play unified basketball. That's just
No,
not it.
no.
I am god awful at soccer. I've never played soccer. I don't know about soccer. So unified soccer would be really perfect for me to be a unified partner,
Yes.
because then I would be able to learn about the sport. And also we have Special Olympics athletes who could kick my butt in soccer.
Yeah.
So, I would be placed with an athlete who has a similar skill set
Yeah.
and knowledge base as me. That way you do make it, equal. Like we don't want someone, like you said, a D1 athlete
No.
playing with someone who doesn't have basketball skill.
I was
But
having basketball skills. No.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we have
Like me,
division.
because I play high school football. So I most definitely wouldn't be able to play if they had a football team. I would not be on that. I pretty much played everything but wrestling. Wrestling was just not something I just could not.
Touching.
It was just not my. I couldn't handle that. It was just too much for me. Who is the governing body that governs unified sports?
So Keisha, Kansas State High School Activities Association, we started our partnership with them 2 years ago. So they have adopted unified bowling.
Mm-hmm.
And unified bowling is a high school sport. So just like how you played
Oh, I
football,
didn't know that. Yeah.
so just like how you played football in high school, now we
Uh-huh.
have unified bowling, where
Uh-huh.
people without disabilities have an equal opportunity to play a high school sport. They get to letter. It's really just like
Oh,
yeah, it's really just like every other sport. We also, Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools is funded by the Department of Education. So, the Department of Education on a national level thinks that there is so much value in
Yeah.
what we offer as far as like social emotional learning that they pay for all of Unified Champion Schools with a
So
grant.
was it hard to get Tasha on board with this, or was it okay? I was wondering about
Well,
that.
I mean, it's not just one person who makes the decision. We
Correct.
had to first go through the Coaches Association and get
Yeah.
their approval. You have to get the approval from the Coaches Association first. So there's a whole group of people who all have to vote the majority there.
Yeah.
Then it goes to Keisha, and then there's a whole group of people who have to vote there. So
Yeah.
we had to talk to enough people because there was definitely naysayers who were like, no, I don't see the value in this, or I don't understand it, or it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously there was an overwhelming amount of people. I think there was only like one or two people who voted against it after they learned about what it was, what it took to do it, and the
Yeah.
impact. But yeah, it took 2 years to do it.
Uh, is there a age limit to start in unified sports?
So unified, so no, so unified can be done at every level, just like Special Olympics,
Okay.
traditional. So
Okay.
yeah, there's first young athletes, which is under 8.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 8, you can start Special Olympics. You can do unified young athletes. You can do at 8 years old, you can do unified through your school, or you can do Special Olympics through traditional programming, like community-based programs like KCK Kings, JCPRD.
Yeah.
And all throughout high school, you can do unified. And then we also have unified in colleges.
Okay.
And we are working on bringing unified sports to the adult level.
That was going to be my next question, is to ask you about how are the colleges handling with the integration of unified sports? Are they
yeah.
like,
So KU, K-State, Pitt, Wichita, I feel like I'm missing some, but they all have unified sports. They offer
Washburn? Does Washburn have?
Washburn, thank you. That's
Okay.
the other one.
Okay.
They offer it like an intramural, just like any other intramural at the college. KU Med is joining.
Oh,
Yeah, so they actually have it as an intramural sport, and then
okay.
some also have unified clubs. But then we're next year we're hoping to launch unified soccer at the adult level. So
Okay.
we can play unified soccer together.
Oh, you know what? That
I'm
might be something I would think about.
I'm not going to be good, but I'm going to try.
But I would try. How many athletes are they're competing in unified sports in the Kansas City metro area?
Oh my gosh. I know statewide. I can give you more statewide. We're not
Okay.
done the school year. But I think we're getting close to 3,000.
Okay. That's kind of what yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to know what I had like 4,800 somewhere or
I think we're
yeah.
getting Allie would probably know for sure. Well, that'd be last year's numbers. I can get back to you on that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Um, what does it take to become a unified school? What do you, I mean, I don't know if I answered this already, but like, what are the parameters
Yeah.
for, in
There's
this
not
day and age, they could be very touchy with race, gender, those types of things.
love that you asked that. So I don't know if you know this, but a year ago, 2 years ago, I started our diversity, equity, and inclusion strategy for Special Olympics Kansas.
Okay.
So we have a DEI committee that kind of focuses on how we're going to better support and recruit and serve communities that are minorities. So
Yeah.
Black and Brown, LGBTQ, all of that. And so we haven't really done a great job in the past of reaching those communities. So that's why we're really focusing on KCK, Kansas City, Kansas Community Public Schools. We just had 15 schools come on this year. Next
Wow.
year for public schools, we're going to have 24 schools next year.
Okay.
We're hosting a community event in KCK on April 25th to try to reach that community. We're having a community event in Wichita this Thursday.
Where's the community event going to be at in KCK? I'm a KCK kid, so that kind of, yeah.
Oh gosh, I knew you'd ask me that. I want to say Arrowhead.
Middle school? I don't know. Off a parallel. Okay.
I
Okay.
believe that is where it's at, but I will get back to you with that. But
Okay.
yeah, we are really, especially with the Unified Champions City School strategy, we were a pilot state for that. And so we really want to focus on reaching communities where we haven't done the best job serving them
Mhm.
before. Because we're just reaching, I mean, we're missing reaching a whole pocket of
Yeah.
people. But I mean, it can be kind of hard sometimes. There's just different needs
Mhm.
between urban, suburban, and rural schools.
Yeah.
And social emotional learning can kind of be a hard topic for some people.
Yeah.
People don't understand necessarily what it is, but really what we try to help people understand through what we offer is just how to be inclusive, how to
Yeah.
accept people for their differences, how to be a friend.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, sometimes people just want to see what our content is before we give it, but we haven't had any issues. People are very
What would,
supportive.
what would you want the general public to know about unified sports and how it can change lives of non-athletes and just overall community?
Yeah, I think that it really, I think about, you who just said I didn't have unified in high school. And then I think about like Daniel who is on staff. Daniel went to a unified champion school. And I think,
Mhm.
Josh Alters, who is on staff here, he didn't have unified in high school. And, he didn't become a leader until he was further on in adulthood because he didn't have the opportunity to kind of go
Yeah.
through what unified offers and have kind of like that
Mhm.
typical high school experience.
Yeah.
And so I think that when people with and without disabilities have the opportunity to do unified champion schools, it gives you the opportunity to learn about people who are not like you or who have diverse abilities or just what it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
We all vary in how we are. So I think it really teaches kids empathy and we need more of that
Yeah.
everywhere. So I think Unified does that. And I think when schools see the impact it has on school cultures of
Mhm.
just being a better place,
Yeah.
it's why wouldn't you?
And I will say this, and I'm gonna end the show. As a former athlete in Special Olympics, it changed my life. Even though in high school they were like, "Why are you in that class?" Blah blah blah, and I was like, "I just have issues that I have learning disabilities, just
Yeah,
like there are a lot of you guys out there that have learning disabilities too. Just nobody caught it." But as far as Special Olympics and the people that I was able to be around, and then the time that I was a board member, and then the Hall of Fame, just everything that came with it, it changed. It made me a better person.
that's amazing.
Because not only did I just you look at the world different, and you just your compassion and your empathy to understand what they're going through, even at 52, I still understand what these young men and women are going through when they're walking through schools, when they're competing, and people are looking at them kind of like,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's changing, and it's changing today. So
Where did you go to high school at?
Schlegel,
All right.
class of 90.
Question for you. Would
Yes.
you be open to
Anything. You don't even
head-
gotta ask me.
Okay, great.
Anything District 500, you just let me know.
I wish I would have met you last week because we just had our youth summit
Yeah.
at Sporting Kansas City
Yeah.
and the KCK Wyandotte County mayor was there.
Yeah, I
Uh,
saw that on the Facebook page. Yeah. Anything you need, you let me know. You just let me know, and I'm available. If I can schedule it around my work and everything, but you let me know.
I
So
will send you an email about our community event because I would love to have you there.
okay. All right. Well, Taylor, thanks for being on the show today. This has been the Special Olympics Kansas show. My name is Durandu. You guys have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.